So at this point, I have come across so many posts, comments on my blog posts, on different forums, on my videos, that Tableau or Excel or Power BI, these sort of tools turn out to be better for data analysis or creating dashboards of different kinds. Now, I do not use Excel or Tableau for my regular data science work, but I am actually working on creating some really solid job ready projects for data science aspirants, and I decided that Tableau or even or Power BI or Excel should be part of that curriculum. And I started fiddling with Tableau, and in order to be able to tell the difference or compare programming with Tableau, I thought of creating something that I've already done in the past. So last year, around the same time, I created this COVID dashboard using Python, Jupyter Notebook, and voila. So I decided to create the same dashboard, replicate it in Tableau. And what happened next? To know more about it, you should actually continue watching this video. Not only to find out what happened, but to actually learn how to create a dashboard using Tableau in just 15 minutes. So the first step is to basically install Tableau onto your machine. So I hope you have already done that. Now I've already installed Tableau public onto my machine. So you can see this is the interface that you should be all seeing when you open up Tableau. You shouldn't be seeing this. This is because I was already working on this notebook where I decided that I should do this video. So this is that particular notebook. And apart from that, I think everything should be the same on your interface as well. Now the first step is to download the data. So this is COVID-19 data repository, which is maintained by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering, CSSE, at Johns Hopkins University. So they are maintaining this repository. All of the stats and all of the numbers coming in from all over the world are being maintained in this repository, and the data is you can find the updated data. So I created this dashboard a year ago, which was using Jupyter Notebook and Python, and I used a bunch of so I used the same repository. This is the same, these are the same links. So for our particular use case in this particular video would be to create a country specific. I want to visualize the COVID situations in different parts of the world. So I'm using this file, which is giving us the data of different countries from all over the world. I'll simply be using this. So let me quickly show you what this data actually looks like. So this is the raw GitHub file. It's a CSV file, you can say, cases country. And it has got country, region, last updated, latitude, longitude of those countries, those places, confirmed cases, deaths, recovered, active, incident rate, mortality rate, so on and so forth. So there are a bunch of things. So this is actually serving our purpose, or what we want to actually visualize. This file gives us that data. Pretty simple. We want to keep it simple. And this is the dashboard that I made a year back, which was using voila, Jupyter Notebook. So even if you update it today, it will give you the updated numbers because the data is all coming in from those files. And I'll provide the link in the description to the repository, to the video, and to this dashboard as well. You can check it out there. So now comes the question, how do we load this data into our interface? So let's quickly go through a couple of things. So you have this discover option on the right, in this right pane, where you can actually go through and learn a few tips and tricks, and or how to work with Tableau. Now whenever you start off a project, the first thing that you do is load your data onto the software that you have. So here there are a bunch of ways you can load your data. So you can upload these Excel file, text file, JSON. So Tableau provides support for uploading a bunch of different types of data. And you can also connect to a server. So let's say your data is available on an S3 server, or it's on Google Cloud Storage, or you can say a simple Google Drive, or in our case it's a GitHub raw file. So it's on GitHub servers. So here it gives you this option for connecting with a web data. server. So here there are basically a number of web data connectors available for you to connect, and you can actually write your own as well. So you click on this web data connector. You can see you can use a connector which are already available. You can learn about what this is, and you can also build your own connector. So I googled as in how do I upload this CSV file, and to my surprise there was someone who asked the same question in the community. So in the Tableau community there was this guy or girl, I think, hey, they asked this question, how can I connect below CSV, and they also gave us the same link. I think they're also using trying to do something with the COVID-19, building a dashboard or visualizing some finding out some insights from the data. So and Keisha Rose, so she has written this web data connector to connect CSVs, and we're going to use this. She has provided this link to her Heroku app, and we are simply going to copy this link. This is her web data connector, and what you do is you simply put the link over here, hit enter, and it would load the interface, and here you can provide the link to your CSV file. So let's quickly copy this link, put it in here, and click on get data. So Tableau would take a few seconds and it'll load it. So you can see I have the data here, country, region, last update. So this is the preview of the data that we have coming in from the CSV file that I just showed you, and this is the interface just after uploading or loading your data source. So our data source is, you can see on the left bottom, so this data source is rightly set up. So now what I do right after loading the data set is do some initial exploration, and I try to comprehend like what sort of questions can be asked from the data set. So here if I see, I've got country or region, which basically serves a purpose that I want to learn about the situation of COVID numbers, number of cases. Now I also have the number of cases, so I have got confirmed, deaths. These are all number of cases that are coming up all around the world, number of active cases, what is the incident rate, what is the mortality rate where people are dying more, and you have the latitude and longitude. I can actually plot these numbers on a world map or on a globe or something like that. And after that I have latest last updated. This is all the same, so won't make much sense over here to use this. So yeah, I think the kind of question that are coming to my mind is, I can give a total number of cases, let's say confirmed, total number of confirmed cases in the world, total number of deaths, total number of recovered. That would be a brief overview of the total numbers that we have, the sum aggregate basically. And then the next question could be, what is the current state of the countries? So that could be the world map. I can visualize that in one frame, and Tableau gives us interactive maps, so that would be great as well. And then which are the most affected countries in terms of the number of cases or the mortality rate. So I can choose whatever figure or whatever feature or whatever variable I want to visualize, and accordingly I can pick it up and plot it against the countries, and I can also sort them, so I can find out like which are the most affected ones. So let's say the top 10 or top 20 or whatever threshold that I set in order to shortlist those countries that are most affected. So these are the questions that I'm actually trying to find the answers to. And once you have done some sort of initial exploration on your end, you can define some different questions, or also you can use some other file that's also available. So now after this point I would click on this sheet 1 at the bottom here. So once you click on sheet 1, the interface that you get over here, so let me quickly tell you, these are different, we get different sheets. So you work on different, just like in a spreadsheet or an Excel sheet you get sheets, here also you get different sheets, and this is the main view. You need to simply pick up a field and drop it here like this, and it'll give you, it's currently giving us the sum, so let's quickly delete it. Here you can simply, everything is simply drag and drop, so you can pick up any variable, any feature that you want, you can drag it and drop it over here. We'll see how we can do that in a bit. So here you drop the columns, here you drop the rows that you want to visualize, and these are a few marks. So you can decide like I want to add something as a label, or I want to add something in the tooltip, or it should not appear on the visualization or the chart that I'm actually displaying. It should appear in the tooltip. So those are the kind of things. And if you hover over any of the icons long enough, it'll show you, just like it's showing us, the color, drag, dimension, or measures here, or click for more updates. So this is the data pane on the left. So this data pane, basically, if you see, you have blue, these are the blue dimensions, and the green ones are basically measures. So dimensions are basically your categorical variables, and measures are your quantitative variables. So that's a clear distinction that we have, that is done by Tableau for us. Then other icons that you should know about is this is for sorting. So this is for sorting ascending, this is for sorting descending, this is for highlight, this is to show your mark labels. So if you want to show something, show the labels, you can simply click on it, and the charts that would appear, they would be all labeled. So we'll look at this in a bit. So this is basically what we have. And also one more important thing is, these are the number of charts that you would be able to plot. And Tableau is very intelligent in that sense, so that, you know, if you want to display, let's say, this world map, so it tells you that for maps you have to try one spatial data. So because you need to, in order to plot a world map, you need latitude or longitude, so you need that. You need 0 or more dimensions. For it's going to be, you know, besides longitude, you need to have latitude or some sort of a combination, and then 0 or 1 measure. So what are you actually trying to visualize on that world map? So that would be your measure. So if in our case, it can be confirmed cases, deaths, or whatever. So let's quickly get down to answering our questions. That was all about the Tableau interface. You can learn more about the interface using the links that I provided in the description, or from the documentation that Tableau offers. So the first question is that I simply want to look at the total numbers. So I'm looking at confirmed cases, active cases, and death cases. So all I simply need to do is, this is my confirmed measure. So I'll click on it, I'll drag it, and I will simply drop it in the columns. So here you see we have 0 million. So the scale is in millions here, and it's going, let me quickly shut this off. It's going close to like 120 millions. And if you hover over it, you see it gives us this tooltip, which actually tells us what's the current number. So the confirmed number of cases is close to 119 millions. Now I want to also visualize, let's say, the active cases. So I'll pick it up and I'll add it in the columns. So here you see these are vertically separated because I'm adding it into columns. You can also do that so in the rows as well. So here you see these are like horizontally split. So I want them in columns because it would take less space in my dashboard. So again, and then the next step is to put death cases as well. So these are the 3 numbers that I have. Now you see I have to hover over it to actually find out what the current state is, or what are the number of active cases, confirmed cases, death cases in the tooltip. And there's nothing actually on the chart. So let me quickly click on this show mark labels. So I'll do that, and you see it is showing me now this number has popped up. So it's showing me the number of cases that are currently there for each of these types of cases. So this is now looking better. So you can also color code them. So what you can do for that is simply go over here. So you have these 3 uploaded in the marks. You go to color, or you can simply click on this one and then go to color. Let's say for confirm, let's keep it to this one, and for let's say active, let's add another color to this, maybe orange. Okay, and then for our death cases, these should be red. So I have added some colors here. You can add other formatting options as well. So I've added some width to this as well. So you can right click on it, you can format, and you can change a bunch of things about the rows, the columns, the entire sheet, font, or whatever tooltip or title, whatever you want to add. So that was all about the total number of cases. Now we can actually visualize the total number of confirmed cases, total number of active cases, and total number of deaths, all over the world. You can, next step is to actually rename this sheet. So you can actually rename as well, or you can enter that this is like the total number of cases, and it'll open up over here. So you can also change the name over here. So edit title, you can say total number of cases, press OK, and you have total number of cases on the top. Now coming to the next sheet, so we'll be working sheet by sheet, and then at the end, while building a dashboard, you can just simply compile all of those sheets in just one dashboard. So here is the icon for new worksheet. If you'll hover over it, it'll tell you that this is the new worksheet, and if you'll hover over the second icon, it is for new dashboard, and similarly this one is for new story. So here let's quickly click on sheet 2, click and create a new worksheet. Now the next question that we wanted to visualize or answer was what is the situation of COVID in all over the world. So I want something kind of like a visualization, maybe a world map or something, because we have dimensional geospatial dimensions data, latitudes and longitudes. So we'll try and make use of that. So here you see Tableau has generated these latitude generated and longitude generated for us. So all you simply need to do is pick up the longitude and drop it here in the columns. So this is what we have right now. And the second step is to pick up these latitude generated and drop it in rows. So now if you see, we have this very blank world map over here. And I want you to click on show me, and you see all of these are gray, except for this one element, one chart, and this second chart, which is the text tables. So you see the world map. So this is the symbols map. So it'll basically put on drops or circles on different parts of the countries. So different parts of the world basically. So here we have for the symbols map also, you need one geospatial dimension, 0 or more dimensions, and 0 or 2 measures. So let's quickly try what do we want to visualize over here. So currently we only have numbers, so we have latitude and longitude. So let's provide names to these. So I'll drop country and region, I'll put it in the details, or you can simply put it over here in marks. And now as soon as I drop this country or region dimension in this marks, you see I have got these dots on this particular map. So, and clicking or basically hovering over any one of these circles, it'll tell you the country or the region that it belongs to. And it is basically a detail that we have added to this map. Now, we don't simply want to look at the country names. We want to visualize something on this world map. So let's pick up, let's say, number of deaths. So pick up deaths, and we drop it in terms of labels. Okay, drop it over this label box. So what it'll do is it'll add numbers. So you click or you hover over it, it'll tell you the country's region, and it'll also tell you the deaths, which is 158,607 in India. Now for India, you can see that this label is also available. So since we dropped the death column onto the label box, the numbers are actually visible. If you drop something, let's say I drop active on details. So that is a detail added to your tooltip. So now in the tooltip, you see country, region, India, active cases 210,000, and deaths is the label, which is also available, which is also visible like that. Now this is how you can actually visualize these numbers. And now if you see the other chart, which is the maps, simple maps, this is also available. So if you click on it, this would create a chart like this, and here also you can actually click on show mark labels, and it'll show those numbers onto your dashboard on those numbers. Or I am liking the symbols chart more. So let me do that. So this is actually showing you. So now if you see, the shape or the size of those circles have changed a little bit as well. So this is how we can actually create a symbols map to actually visualize what is the current scenario of each of those countries. So we have displayed the deaths on each of these places, and simply you can add more details to your tooltip. Let's say I want to add mortality rate as well. So now when you'll hover over something, hover over a particular country or region, it'll give you everything: mortality rate, deaths, active, confirmed cases, and so on and so forth. So let's go down to the third question, which is also, let's quickly rename this one as well. Okay, now click on the next sheet, create another sheet, and in the next sheet now we want to visualize the most affected countries in terms of confirmed cases, in terms of deaths, in terms of mortality rate or recovered rate, or you can pick up any variable that you want to visualize. And this one is pretty simple. So first of all, you pick up the country or the region, put it in columns, and then the next step is, let's say I want to visualize confirmed cases. So here you see we have got a very quick bar chart for us. So this bar chart is pretty easy, but we simply want to shortlist or visualize or understand the cases of the most affected countries. So for that we need to sort the data. So we'll click on sort descending. So this actually gives us the sorted bar chart. So here you see, clicking over each or hovering over each of these bars, which tell us that this is US, which has the most number of confirmed cases as of now. And if we click on show mark labels, we have got the numbers as well. Now we are not concerned with all the other countries, so we simply want to visualize the most affected ones. So for that, in order to shortlist, you simply select the numbers, select the countries that you or the bars that you want to shortlist or screen, and just hover over it, and it will display this pop-up, this tooltip, which basically tells you that do you want to exclude these or do you want to simply keep only these. So I click on keep only, and this is an uncluttered bar chart that I've got to visualize my most affected countries in terms of the number of confirmed cases. Now similarly, I can do this for other variables as well. So again, I can change the colors of each. So let me do this for another. I created another sheet. Now put country region in here in columns. Then I want to add, let's say, mortality rate. So these are the mortality rate. I sort these. I want to keep only these, and then I want to add, let's say, or I want to simply add color. So this would be my mortality rate. Let me put it to red. So this is my mortality rate. I can name it. And simply you can rename the sheet as well. And rename the other sheet, which is confirm. Click another sheet. You can actually visualize the recovered cases as well. So now we are done with all of our charts, all of our visualizations. So the final step is to create a dashboard. Now, in order to create a dashboard, you simply need to click on this new dashboard icon. Click on it, And here you see you have got all of your sheets that you have worked on. So these are all of my sheets over here, and it has simply picked up these sheets and put it in this sheets pane. This is my main view where I am required to drop all of my sheets in whichever way I want. I can position them as per what how I want my dashboard to look. So let's quickly do that one by one. You pick up the totals and you put it let's say on the top. Then you pick up world map, you put it over here. You can actually change the shape, or so let's put confirmed cases as well. Okay, click on this one. I want this on the top. Mortality rate, put it over here. Recovered, put it over here, and deaths, put it over here. So this is so now I simply need to position these, so that takes a bit of your time. So this is how I have positioned my dashboard. You can drag and drop, or you can put something else in here. That's totally on you. Whatever you want to visualize, you can accordingly position all of your elements. It's simply about dragging and dropping. So total number of cases on top right, giving us the brief overview of in terms of numbers. Then we have world map. You can simply, these are all interactive elements. Click over any one of these and you'll get the numbers, number of active, confirmed, mortality rate, death. And then we have confirmed. So you can see here you have the most affected countries in terms of confirmed cases, death cases, recovered cases, and mortality rate. So that is how quickly you can create a dashboard out of Tableau. Now the last step is to click Command S, save this whole dashboard. So for that you would be required to sign in. So make sure you have an account. If you do not, just create one. So add a workbook title. So this is going to be my COVID dashboard. So save it, and it'll be publicly available. You'll be able to share it with your friends. Then it'll take some time to send all of your data onto the Tableau public server. Takes a few seconds, and this is the link that opens up. So here is the dashboard that we created. You can see visualization author Harshit Tyagi, and similarly you can create yours and share this link with others and they can check out your dashboard. All of the elements are interactive. You can look at them. Feel free to share your dashboards and whatever you create in the comments down below. I'll take a look and maybe announce a winner in the next video. So that's how easy it is to build a dashboard using Tableau. Now, after creating this dashboard and comparing it with the amount of effort that it took me to build the same dashboard using Python and Jupyter Notebook last year, I tried to score the two methodologies on different metrics on a scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is the best and 1 is the worst. So the metrics that I chose were time consumption, UI of the dashboard, customizability, and ease of creation. And turns out that Tableau seems to be a wise and time efficient choice over here, at least for these use cases. Now, this is my personal opinion, and it may vary and depending upon your workflow, your problem statement, your use case, these scores would change definitely. So again, if you like this video, if you found this useful, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon, and comment down below what sort of videos you would want to see on the channel, or if you have something, something to chip in around the same topic, please feel free to comment and share it with your friends, your fellow analysts, and I'll catch you guys next time.